Hey guys, recently a lot of people have subscribed to my channel. I just wanted to give sort of my viewpoint of where I'm coming from. And today I want to just talk about some of the things of how I was raised. I was raised to believe that girls were to be protected and that they were dainty creatures that had no vices. I was dumbfounded when I went to college and heard girls say some very nasty, nasty things. I was raised to believe that the Christian God was the God. I was dumbfounded when I found out that it was just another religion among thousands of other religions, and that no matter how loudly the members of screamed he was the one true God, so did everyone else on the planet. I was even more insulted when I found out that Christians stripped Africans of their religions and beliefs, saying that their God is better than the African gods. This really hurts my heart to its core. And I still think that Africans should go back to believing exactly what they believed for thousands and thousands of years. I was raised to honor everyone's culture and learn their language. I speak 4 different languages and can understand up to 8 and even know words in about 12 different languages, from a few African languages all the way to the Romance languages, Eastern European and Asian languages. However, I was raised to learn that the language of the country that I was in. For some reason, people do not honor America and learn our language. This is rather insulting, and it goes against how I was raised. I was always raised to assume that we are just specks of dust in the universe, and that of course there's billions of planets where life is out there, and that anyone saying otherwise was uneducated. I was raised to believe that there was only an A as an acceptable grade. I almost had a nervous breakdown in college when I had my first C. But that teacher was a whoremonger who gave males C's and D's. By having such an idiot as a professor, I did bring myself back from the brink. Because he was such a monster, I was able to rationalize through it that I didn't need to be perfect 100% of the time. And I didn't accept the C because I knew I did A work. But I came to realize that there's people like him in the world. If you're following along, you might come to realize that I had lived a very sheltered life up until college. I was raised to believe that black people had to be 3 times better than whites in all things. This was reinforced by my African professor in grad school, who graded me 10 times harder than all other students, even the other black students. My graduate paper turned into a dissertation complete with interviews, reports, financial records, analysis, and a complete historical account of hospital administration. It was my hospital administration grad school public administration course. I ended up with a 4.0 in grad school. My white professor thought I walked on water and offered me to take over his classes. But I left grad school to go to law school. I later brought up the professor that gave me a C in undergrad to the dean of the college of arts in a new class. But in my new class, he had already given me an A, and I wasn't required to even take the finals. That taught me the art of litigation. Where I had been treated with respect and honor overseas, representing my country, when I came back and got into the working world, I quickly realized that the racism I had read about so much was still around. It took me a long time to admit it. While most white people won't admit it, racism is rampant in this nation. The absolute worst places for racism is in the states that are run by and controlled by Democrats. What is blatantly obvious is that while they might hire one black person, they absolutely will not hire another kind of black person. And what kind is that? Dark-skinned black people. I have been called threatening, off-putting, too exotic looking, and your kind. We don't hire your kind of people. We don't rent out to your kind of people. You might, and this is one of the things that I really put two and two together, by me being raised outside of the United States, where racism is actually not a thing. I know the media wants to tell you that racism is rampant all over the world. I've lived all over the world, except for Asia. I've lived in every continent and several countries all over the planet. And racism is not a thing overseas. When you get to the United States, it literally hits you in the face just how racist the United States is. Everything is race. Everything is race. And even the people who staunchly believe that they are not racist, compared to outside of the United States, even those families who say that they don't make any issues about race are racist themselves. It's just that you're so saturated with it that you don't even realize how saturated with it you are, even if you really, really, really believe that you're not racist. I was raised in a diplomatic political family. They felt strongly that I should go to an all-black college to finally be around my people. Being a diplomat, of course, like I said, the United States is staunchly racist. Being a diplomat, I was surrounded by and raised with almost nothing but white people. Because the higher up in the echelons you go, of course, the more and more white people you're surrounded by. Of course, you can see this on Wall Street, the real upper echelon. So my family felt that I should go to an all-black college. So for my undergraduate, I went to an all-black college. I was raised to believe that black people should never lay hands on black people. As an unspoken rule, no matter what another black person said to me, I would never, ever put hands upon him. And I was trained in martial arts from the age of 6. So I definitely knew how to handle myself, and I could definitely kill somebody with my hands. But I would never, I thought every black person was raised like me, and that you would never put hands on another black person no matter what. This is men and women, of course. Black men and black women. And I thought everybody felt that way. And when I got to college, there was to the all-black school, there was no violence there. There was no fights. I do remember one fight at but it was like between some people. It was over a girl between two people. Anyway, that was the one fight that I remember in my entire college experience at the all-black school. Okay, that's it. That's sort of where I'm coming from. How I see the world through my rose-colored glasses. And really, I know people, a lot of my white viewers want to say, "Oh, there is no race," but there really is. Um, Ultimately, you're judged on race in the United States. If you go for a job, if you ask for anything, if you apply for anything, if you want to do anything, and black people bear the absolute worst brunt of it all. If you go for a business loan, if you go for funding, if you ask for donations, if you ask for investments, and you're black, 9 times out of 5, you will be told no. Black men, the chief employer of black men are black-owned businesses. Period. For all of the boisterous and loud speaking that the Democrats do, they do not hire black men. Black men hire black men. That's why I say black people need to start businesses. If we had 1 in 10 black people owning a business, the entire black complaint would evaporate, disappear. It would not be a thing. And black people would not be on welfare, and I believe black people would not be having babies out of wedlocks or aborting babies. I think the answer, I know the answer, is starting a business and supporting black businesses. The chief hirer or employer of black men are black men. All right. I am studying finance, so I think I know what I'm talking about. And I have a degree in political science. All right. Thank you for watching.